Hi friends, welcome to another monthly favorite, and we are going into March. This season has been flying by. Before you know it, summer will arrive, but I'm enjoying this spring/winter fall moment that we always have here in the Northeast. Spring is rarely well defined through consistent weather, but it is well defined through allergies. That never fails. Why don't we begin with a hair update? I was committed since the end of December of last year to treat my hair better, allowing it to grow, not messing with it every day, and therefore I decided that having it in a protective style would be best to achieve those goals. And now my twists are long enough for a low ponytail. That's right. I'm thrilled because now I can pull it up for training. It's not on my neck anymore because I would just pin this back and maybe the sides back to have it off my face, but these I left alone. But it was getting a little hot and sweaty, and I didn't want them to get all that water and salt on them because I will have to wash it more frequently. So now I have it up in a low ponytail, and I could just have these hanging, or I could pin the shorter ones to my scalp so they could lay flatter. But we're doing good. And something else I noticed too, because of my twists and what I had mentioned, I think perhaps it was January or February, maybe December, January, in my favorites video where I am wearing the heck out of the beanies. Now we're wearing the heck out of the caps, because before I always had my hair up in a high poof or in my clip, whatever, but now I'm wearing the caps. This one is from Aliens of Brooklyn. It's one of their older pieces where you have Chucky from Rugrats, and if you're a 90s kid, you know, with the neon orange and the distressing detail throughout. I wear this cap everywhere, and now I'm gonna wear so many more caps. And I understand it's not lined with satin, which means the casualties will be maybe more frazzled looking twists by day 5 or 6. I'll take it because I have so many caps that for some reason I never wore my hair in a way that allowed me to have a cap on. I insisted on buying them, and they've just been sitting in my drawer crying, wondering when I'll wear them ever again. If once. Now with the hair as it is, I could just put on the caps. I am thoroughly excited because hats have been something, an accessory that I long to grasp, to embrace in my wardrobe. I think it adds so much character to an outfit, especially when you find the right one. It can elevate it with the right shoe, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. Anything from clothes to shoes to handbags to hats, if it fits your personal style, you look golden. And something else that I bought and realized, because my first choice for sun protection is a UPF treated hat, because you can't go wrong. When the sun is blocked, physically blocked from touching your face. When it comes to sunscreen, and I value sunscreen, but the problem with it is knowing if you apply it enough, if it's smeared, if you have to reapply throughout the day, you don't know for sure, right? How much is on and how much is left, how much you have to reapply. But when you got the hat on, there's nothing to worry about. Your face is covered. That's why, because again, of how my hair has been styled, I now bought a UPF treated hat from one of my favorite hat companies, San Diego Hat Company, that were nice enough to send me their sun visors, and that I wore the death out of when my hair was up. It was a godsend item in my wardrobe to block out the sun. And now that I could actually wear a hat, okay, we bought this guy. Look how cool I look. And outside, it's just too much to take. I am excited to now wear hats, like actual hat. And I have another one at Maddie's house. It's a longer brim or wider brim, and it's more of a tan color, but I love the black. It adds character. I don't need to do much. I mean, I could wear sweatpants, okay? But if I got this hat on, and it has a strap here, I could wear it on my back and just put it right back on when I need it. But this, again, is my go-to for sun protection, and I'll be wearing the heck out of come summer season. And it is heavy. It's a little heavy. It feels weighty, but probably since I'm not used to wearing these types of hats with a brim as wide as this one, I'm sure I'll become accustomed to it, but I'm beyond excited now that I've welcomed several types of hats into my wardrobe because of how I've been wearing my hair. And sure, I do miss my high poof, I do miss some of the styles that I used to do, but that has been rectified by the fact that I can now wear different style hats. Like, I'm cool to have the same hairstyle, but now switch my hat accessories in place of that. And honestly, the simplicity of all of this is what's kept me going. Yes, it takes me 45 minutes to an hour to do my twist, but that time is saved throughout the week when I had to dedicate 20 minutes maybe out of my day to do my hair, and I would have to comb through it. It felt dry, it felt terrible. But now if I can just get it out of the way on that Sunday or whenever wash day happens to fall on, I just pin them back, put in the low ponytail, whatever it is, it's just lightning fast. And I could actually braid this up in like a twist updo that's looks real pretty. Now I have different styles that I've acquired with experimenting with my twist, and I've nailed down the way I like to partition my hair. I like to do flat twists on both sides, so it's ready for me to sweep it up if I have to with pins, and I think it just gives my face an overall look, a more streamlined appearance. It's more elegant that way because I used to pin my twist back, but if I could just flat twist them up to here, half the work is done. And I part it rather deep, not like a 3/4, but I quarter more, so I can have the majority of these longer twists fall forward or stay up. So I think the way I've partitioned my hair, I've nailed it so that it's versatile in terms of it going several ways. This way, pinned up, low ponytail, braided up, whatever it is, gonna look good. So I wanted to start off with that. And going into the makeup, I am proud to say, and I am filming this on March 26th, but expecting to upload it on April 1st. I did not buy a lick of makeup. I didn't, and I almost did. Let me explain. I almost participated in the Pat McGrath sale because her holiday quints were $25 instead of $36. And I had my eye on those 3 quints since last year. I didn't buy them, and I've added them to basket. I was this close, as well as adding Nocturne something, the 2 newer lipsticks from the Love collection release. Those were in the basket as well, and I said no. I bought the hats instead because Bae actually kindly volunteered to buy me eyeshadow, buy me whatever I wanted actually, and I was like, why would I buy makeup? More makeup. Just buy something that you can use that's far more practical, that's gonna last longer than makeup. And that's when I decided to spend my allowance, my gift, if you will, on the hats instead of the eyeshadow. And although I acquired new makeup, it was because I collaborated with Beautylish for their spring gift card event video, where in exchange of speaking about the event and sharing my recommendations and wish list, they'll send me the products upon my request. And we got a few, but I'll start with what's on the face, the majority of face and eyes, and that is no other than Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals. I finally understand this palette. I understand it. I played with it. If you haven't seen my Groundwork video yet, I'll have it up in a link up above and down below. And I am this close to buying Blossoming Romance. And I have gift card money, so it won't come out of pocket. But that is the one new product that is on my radar, because now that I've played with defining neutrals, understand the velvet pomades and the shape and fix powders, and use this palette to how I like to wear my makeup and have it appear afterwards, I'm sold. I'm most definitely sold. I recognize its limitations, and I recognize that people have had issues with the velvet pomade texture in finding the right brush to work with this type of formula. But once you do, and you try the different shades and undertones and identify which cocktailing of colors work best on your complexion, you like take off. And the fact that you can wear this on brows, eyes, cheeks, cheeks and lips. It's unstoppable. And I actually applied, I think it was Bark, on top of the Hourglass Unlock Soft Matte Lipstick in Sparrow, another favorite I'll get to in a second. And now I don't have to buy more liner. I don't have to buy more lip liner because I have all the lip liner here. I have all the lip liners, I have lip colors. If I wanted to make it more beigey or what have you, it's sensational. It's sensational, and I'm happy I waited. I'm happy I waited and didn't buy it right away because at the time, and I explained this in my Groundwork video, I was downsizing a lot and I didn't feel it was the right time for me to buy a palette that was so complexion heavy, where I was lowering the frequency or lessening the frequency of my makeup wearing throughout the week. But now I'm happy I have it. And I could only imagine how Blossoming Romance would just be a blast to use. And what tied the knot on my decision was, of course, watching one of Danessa's IG reels, and she used one of the lighter pink powders under the eyes. That will be just beautifully brightening for the under eye area, and I think clever in terms of not only using pink for blush or whatnot, but using that shade for brightening the complexion on certain areas that you could also do here with defining neutrals. But when you have the peaches, the girls, and the plums, okay, and the roses, it's just, my gosh, right up my alley. So I think I will be picking that up in the upcoming Sephora sales event, which, by the way, I bumped down to VIB. I'm only getting 15% off, which is probably the tax. Not too bad considering that I have a gift card, so that will help the total a little bit. And maybe getting the Dior Star Filter, but I already have my Auric, so if any other item pops up that's on my radar, I'll make sure to let you know. I know the House Lab blushes are gorgeous, but I don't know if I can do it, man, if I'm buying Blossoming Romance. You know what I'm saying? But moving on to the next makeup item, and I have to shout out Suqqu. Again, grateful for the fact that they sent me a few selects from their pre-summer collection, and definitely the standout item, because I loved all the products, okay? The standout for me, definitely the blush in this bronzy hue that I have on my cheeks with the Defining Neutrals Harvest shade, mostly on my cheekbones, and this highlighter here on the cheekbones. It's like a gold tone highlighter that's beautifully shimmery but not textured on the skin. It delivers a light glow and it's subtle but has beautiful shine and color at the same time. And their Moisture Lip Glaze in the pink color. I just adore this one and done moment on my lips. It's like my lips but better and slightly more pinky. And the Lilac Quad alongside the Lilac Crayon that I love to use on the inner corner for like that spring-like highlight effect. But this palette is just beautiful. It's soft, not in your face, and the textures are virtually easy to blend. You just tap and go and your eyes are done. When it comes to Suqqu eyeshadows, it takes nothing at all. But I wanted to throw in Natasha Denona's Mini Pastel, and I wanted to get this palette because I've been impressed thus far by several of Natasha's mini eyeshadow palettes. I know not all of them hit, but most of them do. And I was blown away by Mini Trio Chrome. The fact that palette is blue, but it still delivers a soft serving of that stony blue that you can wear every day, and it's not like pigment heavy blue. It doesn't look too costumey. It looks more like a neutral. Explain that, but that's my experience with Mini Trio Chrome, and I remember that people express their love for Mini Pastel, and boy am I happy I requested this for the gift card event. I actually have this color on the inner corner for highlight, but then I applied the silvery pink on the lower inner part of my lash line. It's lovely. Perhaps my most favorite color is this mint green. It's beautifully soft and easy to blend. I mean, you can't go wrong with that color and that texture. It's like a mint, and it pairs well with all these shades found in the palette, and I think perfectly suitable for spring and can be great with defining neutrals, because if you wanted to kind of like dial down the color, if you don't want those fairy dust eyes, you can certainly mix and match with defining neutrals if you happen to have both palettes. Now with these Hourglass lipsticks, man, Sparrow, the color I have on my lips now, you can't go wrong with the rose browns. I am a sucker for these types of shades. Beautifully soft. The formula is outstanding. Great color payoff, great application. Now, the one thing that I cannot stand with these matte lipsticks is that they're quite delicate because of the matte formula. But you don't have to apply much pressure on the bullet. You just gently graze over your lips. The color will stay. You can add the liner like I did from Defining Neutrals. I also have Orchid, which is my 90s girl brown dream come true. Listen, this by itself I love with a little bit of mascara or Defining Neutrals all over the lid. If you just want to take bark or sculpt it on lid and crease and just smoke it out days on end. Oh my goodness. And the lashes, I'm growing on the lashes. These are the Auric lashes, specifically the Velvet Flutter collection, and I requested the clouded type. These are the longer ones. They do come with the 3/4, but I think these are a little short for me. Oops, I can't figure out how to fit them on my lash line so they don't look out of place, but as you continue to wear these lashes, the band does become more flexible and therefore the lash is easier to apply over time, which is what's happening with me. And I like how they're giving more than my Ardell's 421 and 424. I think those are my standout choices from their Naked line. These are a little more glam, but not too much. And I quite enjoy the overall volume and length from the clouded choice in the Auric lash lineup. I'm looking at them in my mirror. I adore these lashes. I think they're fantastic. They really elevate the makeup look, okay? I'm feeling glam. And they're comfortable as well. I don't feel that they're heavy on the lash line, like I got blinders on. They feel quite comfortable, so don't know if I'll continue to buy these. I wish they didn't come in a duo. Maybe there in the future, Auric will allow us to replenish our lashes, because I think this is a great case to carry them in. But if I just wanted to replace one set and not two sets and having to buy an entire compact with 4 lashes, I'd rather just buy the lashes that I need to replace and continue to use this compact. Maybe down the line they can do that, but these have been a great favorite and an addition to my makeup routine that truly elevates the looks. And as you know, or if you don't know, I like to include random items in my favorites that are not just beauty. So we start with the hats, we went into some beauty, but now we're going into microfiber cloths. These are from Makers Clean. And if you are a watcher of the Clean My Space YouTube channel like I am, okay, a confession, I am an only child. And my mom tried to have more kids, but I nearly killed her. Okay, she had a tough pregnancy. We both made it, but after I arrived, that was it, right? Mom and dad decided that they were just gonna have me, and that's fine. I'm the only child, and I was quite spoiled, and I'm still spoiled till this day. And because of that, my mom always used to clean my bathroom, clean my clothes, and as an adult, I had to learn to do those things myself. And you're like, are you kidding me? This is the truth. This is the absolute truth. It took me a long time to finally learn how to do these types of things, like clean the toilet, how to clean the fridge, how to do this, how to do that. And through that process, finding the Clean My Space channel on YouTube, I mean, where if you don't know how to do a thing, you'll know after watching a few of Melissa's videos. She has her own company. I think she doesn't have her cleaning company anymore, but she has her Makers Clean brand where she sells these high-tech microfiber cloths. My goodness, these have been lifesavers, and primarily this one is a special weave that's quick drying. When I'm at Maddie's house, Maddie's mom doesn't wash dishes. She just throws everything in the dishwasher. And I mean, we have a dishwasher here and we don't use it. We use it for storage, okay? I just wash my dishes every time I eat because I just think it a waste to pile up dishes just to run the washer when I just use the same thing all the time, and it's just a few dishes at a time, and I don't mind washing those every time I cook and eat. That's just how I've always been. That's how my mom has always been, and I follow suit. But because the setup is not the same at Maddie's house, I use this to lay on the counter so I could put my dishes to dry, because they don't got a dish rack over there, and I don't want to buy a dish rack, okay, to just have over there. I got enough stuff over there as it is, because I've been watching Maddie for 13 years. She's gonna be 13 next month. So I've acquired a lot of stuff over the years that when I babysit my little Westie, that I'm ready to go when I stay there for a week or even just 2 days or whatever. But this has been a staple where now I lay it on the counter so my dishes can dry faster, and at the end of the night I'll hang this to dry so it's ready to use next day. I use this to wipe excess water off the counter, and this is a heavy duty cloth. Like when Cindy, Maddie's groomer, comes to get her washed and cut her hair, I'll use this more absorbent cloth to wipe the counter, because there's a lot of water that gets, because Maddie does not like to get washed. She's like this on the sink and the water is splashing everywhere. So these have been a godsend, and I feel more empowered and more enthusiastic about taking care of my space and having it clean and knowing what to do in order to clean that space. And I know, as I said initially, that might sound silly. Like, how can someone not know how to clean? I think when you're raised a certain way, when things are always done for you, there's no incentive to do it on your own or to find out on your own. That's something I needed to find out, especially because as my parents are getting older, I don't want them to have to do these chores anymore, right? It's tougher on their bodies, and I'm able to do it, right? And I want to be able to contribute as much as I can to help them out. And that goes with cleaning more, with cooking more, and just being more able-bodied to help with these house tasks, which I don't mind at all. Same thing with Bay, although Bay is terrible with keeping up with the house chores, but when I can, and although he has a housekeeper that comes every week, I'm very picky because my mom's very picky, so sometimes I have to do a follow-up, you know what I mean? And that's okay. Or if she's unable to come and not being there for 2 weeks, I am more than happy to clean his bathroom, because if it doesn't get clean after a week, it's just too much to take. And I'll bring my cloths and I'm ready to go. And we'll end the video with brushes. I do have the Sonia Traditions Select Collection here, again kindly gifted to me by Beautylish, as well as Wayne's set that I would like to film a dedicated video on, comparing his latest first edition face set to his previously released brush sets. But I wanted to speak about the Select series because I love Sonia brushes 100%, but if I had to choose between the Select and the Kiyaki set, the Kakishibu set, I would go with the Kakishibu set because it is more versatile. You have more shapes there, and these, because they're a little more delicate, is a mixture of white Canadian, Tuckahoe goat, and squirrel hair, also yellow Canadian for the pencil brush. These can only be used with powders, right? Which is not an issue if you primarily rely on powder shadows for your eye looks, but if you want to move between creams and powders a little more seamlessly, if you want to use defining neutrals and then use Suqqu, you can hop back and forth with the Kiyaki Kakishibu set. And that's a set that I have in my to-go Hakuhodo travel pouch for my brush holding, because that set covers all the bases for my eye looks. It is truly sensational, and I can't get over how quickly my eye looks are complete with those brushes. And listen, with these as well, if I had to choose my favorite shape out of all of them, it has to be the TS3, because it's big enough where either side of the brush can pick up ample product, lay it on the lid, and the tip will carry that color through the crease and bring it down here, and it is beautifully soft, right? If you primarily just use powders for eyeshadows, not a problem. And if you had to choose one shape, I do think the TS3 is the most versatile out of the 4, simply because you'll get into more precision work with the pencil brush. If you have smaller eyes, this will be great for placing color majority of the outer lid, taking it here on the lower lash line, inner corner. Of course, you'll take a little bit of time to cover your lid, but if you have smaller eyes, that might not be an issue. The TS1 is the smudger of life. All right, takes no time at all to take a powder shadow, be it black or brown, along the lash line. And TS2 is a shader brush, but it has lovely flexibility where you can take the tip of the brush through the crease and blend that color, because it's gray squirrel, so it's silky. It has strength in the brush, right? It's not so floppy that you can't get good color pickup from your products, but you could use one side of the brush to place color here on the lid, turn the brush on its side, take it through the crease, and even lay down color on one side of the TS2 on the outer lid for more intensity there, and of course use the edge on the lower lash line. So yes, it's great to get the entire set, and if you do, you get the box as well, which is I think Paulownia wood that is naturally it's not antiseptic, it's anti-bug. I gotta get the right word for it. With the Sonia logo on the top. My goodness, what a month. Let me just say that I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in a position where I can receive PR. It does help the budget, and it allows me to create content in delivering newer products. Not new, I guess, in terms of the makeup release timeline, because besides the Suqqu, the items I requested from Beautylish, most of these are older products. Groundwork released months ago, okay, as well as mini Pastel. The Auric lashes released months ago. The Hourglass Unlock Soft Matte Lipstick, I think a few months ago, maybe a few weeks. I like to wait it out, and it's a great exercise for me to not rush out and buy the new right away and just kind of sit in it and relax. How I feel about Blooming Romance, I have that gift card, but I still wanted my 15% off. I wanted my little discount, even though it's less than 20%, it's fine, so I could save as much as I can, because if I wanted something else with my gift card, I could buy that something else now that I got the tax taken off of Blooming Romance or whatever else I decide to purchase. I'm still wearing the heck out of my Suqqu foundation. Where is it? This guy, I don't know if you could tell, but is near the bottom. I still have a long way to go because I don't use a ton at one time. But listen, once I'm done with this foundation, I don't know if I want to buy something else. I think I'm just going to rebuy this because this is truly goated. And maybe it's because it's like $80-something. And yes, this was also gifted to me by Suqqu. But I'll buy this again because I've been using it since January. I think this is where it originally released, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back on my notes, but I haven't been using anything else, and I don't care to use anything else because the color match is just insane. It's insane. The texture, the feel. Every time I edit my footage or take a photograph, I'm just elated with how this foundation looks, and you don't need much. I actually applied a little too much today. You just need a touch of it, work it well into the skin, and it does its magic. And that's why it will last forever. It has a 12-month suggested shelf life. You could probably push it to use it beyond 12 months if you take care of it. That's what I plan to do, but those have been my March favorites, and we'll see what April brings. Especially, yes, we are approaching the Sephora sale. I'll still film a recommendations video or maybe like a window shopping wish list. You let me know what kind of format will be more helpful. But that is it, family. I'll see you down in those comments, and until then, that is alright. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial, blossoming romance video, or another lifting get ready with me. Take care, and I will see you again soon.